Hello everybody, my name is Jean-Marc. Warm regards from Spain. In this video I'm going to show you two houses for this moment. But before I continue, I would like to explain or to sum up 5 points that are very important to know when you buy a property in Spain. I've been an estate agent here in Spain on the Costa del Sol since 2006, so that's a little bit more than 12 years at the moment. And I have had my experience as a Dutch person, or as a Dutch national, on how things are going here in Spain. Summarized, we can say that it is important that we realize that this is Spain, and Spain is a very different country. You are from Ireland, I am from Holland, and we cannot compare our countries and the services, the professionalism of our countries with Spain. Let us start with the first point, which is very weird, because the first point is a house in Spain is for sale, or maybe it is not. And again, that is very weird to hear, but the truth is that the house can be for sale, and maybe it has been for sale for 9, 10 or 11 years, but it doesn't mean that in the end, if somebody makes an offer, that the house is really going to be sold to that person. And when you come here at the end of this month, I can explain you much more in detail about what I mean about this and give you a couple of examples. But it is very important that you realize this. A house in Spain can be for sale, but maybe it is even not for sale. The second point is the quality of the houses. Quality of the houses in Spain is mainly very different compared to those in Ireland or in Holland. Basically, well, if you look in the price range you are looking at, you will find a lot of big houses, and most of them will have a private pool, which is very normal here in this part of Spain. But you always find out that many times from the outside the house looks impressive. When you go inside, the distribution of the house is very weird. And there are a lot of houses. For this reason we can skip, because I understand Isaac has got 7 children, you're a family of 9 members, and you would need a house with a good distribution. So the houses I have selected up to now, and that I will select in the next few weeks before you will arrive here, are houses that have a good distribution, or that have a distribution that can be modified, that can be changed in order to comply with the needs of Isaac's family. The third point is the price. When you go to the big portals that offer properties in Spain, you will many times see the same house offered by many different estate agents, and sometimes even at different prices. But this in Spain is very normal, but of course from our point of view this is something we will never understand. The only guarantee you get about the price is at the moment that you sign the private contract. The private contract in Spanish is contrato de arras. On the contrato de arras, the vendor and yourselves will sign for the price and the conditions of purchase of the house. And there's something to add to this, because when you sign the private contract or the contrato de arras, you also get the guarantee that if the vendor pulls out any reason, we will have to compensate you with the 10% deposit, legal deposit you pay at the moment of signing the contract, multiplied by 2. So the contrato de arras is a very important guarantee for you, and I always recommend you do sign that private contract, even if an estate agent or maybe a vendor says it's not necessary because we can sign at the notaries next week. Please do sign the contrato de arras, so that it is guaranteed that the vendor will not change his mind, will not pull out of the project or change the price or whatever. The fourth point is about the, well, let's say traditional furniture many Spanish people have in their houses. Houses that are for sale are many times not the houses the people are living in. Many times we are talking about houses they use for the weekends, or they use for their own holidays, and they put old furniture in it. Even in the price range you are looking at, we see the same. The fifth point is very important, because in Spain, like in many countries, you as the buyer are responsible to know what you are buying. If I can give you the example of Holland, in Holland we've got the notaries, and the notaries will check in detail everything, every legal thing about the house. But in Spain, a notary only will ask you if you have understood what is in the title deed. And if you say yes and you sign for it, from that moment you are responsible for, well, knowing what you have bought. And unfortunately in Spain it happens that estate agents, even lawyers, take advantage of this. Now, an estate agent wants to sell because he will get the commission when he sells. So for an estate agent, it is important that the deal goes through. A good estate agent, however, will always think about your interests. And in addition to this, I have to add that an estate agent doesn't have access to all the legal documentation in the registry and on the cadastre. So it is very important that you also choose a very good Spanish registered lawyer. This sounds an easy job because there are a lot of lawyers in Spain, but I can tell you also, again, based on 12 years of experience, not every lawyer is a good lawyer. So these were the 5 points of introduction. I hope that you have understood and that you understand that things are different in Spain. Let us now continue to showing you the first house.